Hi, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome on in. Hi, my name is Magic Bun Bun. For those who don't know me, I do tarot and oracle reading. That's probably why you're here. You're here to find out more about this super full moon in Capricorn happening July 13th. Okay, so how I like to attune our full moons and our new moons, and that includes the group ritual. If you want to know more about the group ritual, I'll have that linked down below. I am hosting a group ritual that night that includes a tarot reading, a live tarot reading done here on YouTube that you can only get the link to. It's an unlisted video. You can only get the link if you purchase a spot, and that will all be linked down below. Take you to my shop page. And but how I attune a lot of our rituals and a lot of these theme readings is connecting to the tarot card, the major arcana that rules over whatever sign we happen to be in. In this case, we have the Devil card. The Devil card rules over Capricorn, and do not worry, it's not all bad. It doesn't mean anything negative in the way that we're using it. This is about stepping into your own power. This is about being more aware of illusions or toxic relationships and having to cast more of like a protective barrier to protect your space, to protect your energy, to break free of limiting beliefs you have about yourself, also to get out of your comfort zone. A lot of these times the chains that are portrayed here is because you've grown comfortable doing habits that are not beneficial to you, they don't align with you. So this is about breaking those illusions to become more aware of the situation that you are in and whatever it is that you need to learn about, that basically that will come to light, because we're working with the full moon, right? Not the new moon. A little less about manifestation, but still working with the power of Capricorn. Capricorns are very hardworking. They know how to get things done. They know how to cut corners the right way when it is necessary. They know how to get the job done. So that's why we're working with Capricorn energy. It's about breaking free to have more abundance in the long run as well. Being earth signs, dealing with earth magic, obtaining clarity. So a lot of if that sounds good to you, that's a lot of stuff we're going to be doing will be, when I say we, people who are joining in while I cast a candle magic spell that night of the full moon. So if you would like to learn more about that, just go in the description box and you'll go there. All right, so we're doing things slightly different for this pick a pile, very slight. So and I will explain that once I switch to, so you can see the cards, so you can pick your pile. I just want to get your attention first before we did that. So before you pick your pile, listen, okay? Just listen before I flip, okay? Again, we're dealing with devils, right? We're dealing with Capricorn energy. They say the only one who can take on the devil is a Capricorn. They're the only ones who can outsmart that. So this is having that energy on your side, stepping into your power. What is it that you truly desire? A lot of times the devil card, it's what are you addicted to, or what is it that you truly want? What is it that you're willing to give up something, sacrifice something in order to get this, and really outweighing the costs of wanting what it is that you want. Is it something that you really want, or do you think you want it because you think it's going to make you happier? In reality, it's not going to do that. Okay, so, and that's why I think a lot of times we get so tied up in this materialistic world, and it's just because sometimes having nice things is good, but overindulging it or spending more than what you have in the bank can be hurting you. So it's about bringing that into light, okay? So that's what we have here, and you're going to be able to pick your demon, and I'll explain that in just a moment. Let's switch over to the camera. You're going to see this zoom in slightly. Here we go. If you would like to pick without seeing the devil card for each of these decks, and you want to just use the back of the deck, then pause the video here. Pick pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. And I will take this out of the way. Okay, so take that moment right now to do so. Pause the video, take a few deep breaths, and go with your intuition on that. This is about bringing to light your desires, your current blessings, what you should be grateful for, and what you're going to be working harder towards. That's what we're doing for the reading for today, for this pick a card. Now, if you would like to see the devil card between each of these, each one holds a different devil card. They look different. Then stay tuned. I'm going to flip them over, and you can decide via that way. This is a way for you to work with your demons, to work with some imagery that really calls to you, okay? So for pile number 1, here we have this devil card. For pile number 2, Here we have this Devil card. And then for pile number 3, here we have this Devil card. Okay, so go with your intuition, go with whichever one is calling to you. Again, if you need to pause the video right here to really get in there and pick something, like, you know, you have to look at, oh, well, kind of look at the image. This deck is a little glossy, so unfortunately that's going to happen. All right, and then go to the description box below when you're ready, and you can fast forward to your reading. There'll be a, you know, say pile 1, 2, and 3, a timestamp, and it will fast forward to your reading. Please make sure if you're watching this, you keep in mind that this is a, you know, general reading, so some things may resonate, some things will not. And if you can't piece the puzzles together, like you're trying too hard, just release it, let it go. That part of the message wasn't meant for you. It's meant for somebody else who's also watching the same pile as you. And I think that about covers it. If you have any other questions, comments, all that sort of stuff, you can drop it in the description box below, or in the comments below. Excuse me. I am a professional. I swear. I'm just kidding. We all know that's not true. Yeah, so I will catch you in just a moment. Hello, pile number 1. If you are here, that meant either you like the back of this card, or you like the number 1, or you really like this Devil card. All right, so if you're new here, well, again, welcome on in. But we always start with tarot, and then we'll bring in more oracle afterwards. So let us bring us energy. What does the universe need you to know? What is about this Capricorn energy for this super full moon happening July 13th? What is it that you need to know? Pile number 1. Okay. Queen of Wands. Very nice, very nice. I do attach Aries energy particularly to that Queen of Wands. This is someone who is a visionary. This is someone who doesn't care what people, you know, doesn't care that people are watching them, in a sense of like she doesn't care any judgments that are happening their way. This is someone who needs confidence. So we have the Death card. We've got Scorpio energy. So the Death card being in reverse. Okay, so maybe there's a vision that some of you have that have yet to come to an end. We have the womb. Now, the womb is actually very specific only to this deck. This is about birthing something. So we see an end, perhaps of a vision or a dream maybe you've had that needs to be reborn again. It has to be refreshed. It needs to be seen with new eyes. That might be revealed to you like this night, or the nights like leading up to that full moon in Capricorn, depending on when you're watching this. I know some people do like to watch this the night of. Okay. Oh, we have a few cards. Give me one moment. We have another queen coming in here. So we've got the 10 of Wands in reverse, the High Priestess, which is moon energy. So that definitely is bringing in that moon for that full, like you could see the full moon in here. The Queen of Swords, some Libra energy, and then the 4 of Cups in reverse. 9 of Swords. Okay, so maybe some of you have been having some rough nights. And then the Devil card. Okay, and then the card at the bottom, I'm trying to just grab it. These cards are really nice, but sometimes they just like don't come out of the deck that smoothly. Okay, let me put these to the side. All right, so we have, I'm gonna see if can I fit everybody in this picture? I have to zoom out just a wee bit. Okay, so now we have the full picture. We have the 2 of Cups as a shadow card. This is a connection with your higher self, a connection with a partner. This could be a business partner, a spouse, like deepening that connection, or it could be finding a new spark, a new connection, meeting someone new, someone that it just clicks. There's a lot of emotions attached to this person. There could be fear of the unknown. There could be fear of like, where is this going to take you? Is this someone that you might feel like you're becoming addicted to, or that you're losing elements of yourself, that boundaries need to be set up. We kind of have this imagery of like that Queen of Swords, like her sword running through the Devil card right there, kind of pinning down those desires, no longer allowing things to become unlogical in the sense of like letting intuition and daydreams get the best of her. She's more of like, we're going to take matters into our own hands. We're going to take the control back into our own hands. We're not going to let anyone else tie us down. I said yes. The womb is new birth. This could also be implying a new way of thinking, new boundaries, a new perspective. The 10 of Wands being in reverse is trying to lighten your load, and it's trying to make sure you're not taking on too much. And that's actually like with the 4 of Cups, this could be emotional needs. This is both emotional and energy needs. Like if you're draining your energy because, you know, you're trying to do too much, or maybe you feel like you're pouring your energy and it's not coming back to you either. You're becoming more aware of situations or people that are coming in and maybe using you. This could be someone, you know, who like steals your words in a way, or stealing like your authority. They're taking your power and you're claiming it back. You're no longer letting them push you around. You're no longer letting them steal your experiences. And what I mean by that is like if you had plans to do XYZ and then this person comes in and derails your plans, they steal your plans, they, you know, they make it where you have to give up those plans. You're no longer accepting that. You're no longer allowing that to happen. You're trusting your intuition about this person. This might be something where along the lines of they haven't done anything yet, but you get bad vibes from them, and you're not going to sit there and just allow things to happen. You're not going to sit there and let it happen. The 4 of Cups, and this is where I was talking about, speaks of meditation, and it speaks of you already have too much on your plate. Instead of adding a 4th cup, maybe you want to replace one of your cups. You want to replace one of it. Maybe you are happier with just having 2 things, 2 forms of inspiration, 2 projects. You know, it's about toning things down so that they don't become overwhelming, that they don't keep you up at night, that you don't feel surrounded, you don't feel trapped, that you don't feel trapped in a sort of nightmare. This could also be implying keep track of your dreams that night. For some of you, with the Death card being so close like to the heart of the matter in the sense of like in the middle here, someone who is passed on might be trying to contact you through your dreams that night. Like be aware of your dreams, be aware if you're seeing someone that has already moved on, you know, has passed on, and they're trying to send you a message. That could be for some of you here, just because the Death card and the High Priestess is here. They could have very high feminine energy as well. Let's see, do we have what may be needed, because we have 1 cup, we don't have any pentacles in this reading. However, we do have Capricorn being present, and you can see since it's on the bottom of this spread, it's kind of like a direct force of grounding. Like I said, like the sword be implied. Like if you saw this whole image of this Queen of Swords, you would see the sword being planted on the ground as she's holding it there. You know, we're seeing like someone flipped over from the rocks, you know, needing to ground your energy, needing to think things through, because both the Devil card and the Queen of Swords are understanding like logic and reason, especially with that Capricorn energy, like to have a good relationship with money, to balance your books, because also Libra energy, keep things balanced, right? Don't let work or play over, you know, don't let them become unbalanced. You don't want one of them taking completely over your life. It's okay to have a day for self-care, a day for fun, a day for just enjoyment, and then another day where you're working, and another day you're working, you know, hopefully doing a job that is tolerable at the very least. But this is about grounding your logic, grounding your energy, and having that time even for meditation. You might have to, this might be for someone who needs to restart that. Maybe you need to also bring affirmations into your practice as well, says the Queen of Swords. Talk to yourself nicer as well, especially for some of you who need to do shadow work with that High Priestess energy. And the Devil card, maybe you need to do some shadow work. You need to deal with your subconscious. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Why do you feel the way that you do? You need to bring these into light. Again, some of this is just about like what is keeping you up at night. What feels like it's tying you down? How many responsibilities, pile number 1, are you holding on to versus letting them go? Whose responsibilities are being piled on top of you when they're not supposed to be? They're not supposed to be something that you're supposed to be taking on. You need to focus on the new and let go of what's been holding you on in the past and currently. This is about deepening a connection with your higher self. For some of you, this is spiritual work. needing to reconnect with spirit, with the universe. You need to do that. For some of you, this is more about I see someone who's taking on a lot of responsibilities, like in a relationship, and it's like someone's working really hard and needing to, like, the job is taking over so much where work is the only focus. They're becoming cold, calm, and collected, in the sense of, like, where is that emotions? Where is that curiosity? Where is that explorer? Where is that person, you know, that you need to open up to again, you know, for you and your partner to have open communication. This can also be relating if, you know, like, people have their own lives, especially if this is more of like a platonic relationship, you know, it's you and a friend, and the one friend is like, just like, you know, work is becoming crazy and they have to take on more responsibilities, but are they taking on so much that it's becoming overbearing, and it's like, you're not having fun anymore, you're not communicating anymore. Like, don't try to cut those type of communications if you're trying, you know, it's someone that you care deeply about and you're trying to do this. It just becomes different if someone else, like a higher authority, is piling on their responsibilities onto you. That's about creating those boundaries. Because something's keeping you up late at night. Pile number 1. All right. I just get the feeling of someone, especially with that Queen of Wands, it's like someone has the spark, someone has the drive, someone's like, I'm a go-getter, you know, especially with the, that Aries, actually Aries, Libra, and Capricorn, cardinal signs, the go-getters, they're starting. But the problem with that is you like to start things. It's harder to finish them, though. It's harder to keep it steady, and that's that Scorpio energy coming in. Like, things that are not steady, they're hard to keep passionate about. Like, passion isn't going to keep the flame going. It's just going to lead to burnout, says that 10 of Wands. You start to just go to burnout, and you can't keep up with it anymore. You're good at starting new projects. It's harder to keep consistent with it, especially when you're starting a lot of new projects versus focusing your vision on one. You know, grow one thing. Spend all your time with one thing and slowly add others to it. You know, when you have the time and the ability to do so. All right, what does pile number 1 need to surrender? Surrender to joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. This is what we're seeing between that Queen of Swords and that Devil card. You know, like, I know there is that ongoing joke with Capricorns, like, you guys are nothing but workaholics. That's all you like to do, is you like to work yourself to the ground. You know, it's because Capricorns work for acknowledgement. They work for ego. They work for, you know, power and that recognition. You know, money is always like a factor because people need money to live and to survive. And like the Devil card, the Capricorns out there understand that. They know money is power, and that's why they work and they want recognition. But at what cost, though? At what cost are you not connecting with other people, or at least the significant person? It doesn't have to be a people, it doesn't have to be a group, it doesn't have to be a community. And it could also be reconnecting with yourself. You work yourself so hard you forget to have fun. Or when you have fun, you feel guilt because you say to yourself, I could still be working. That Libra comes into here with that Queen of Swords, that energy of, and of course that could relate also to Aquarius and Gemini, but specifically with that Queen of Swords, I related to Libra energy. Especially with that Two of Cups being so nearby. Keeping that balance, being able to, you know, is it play hard, you know, work hard, play hard? Keeping that energy there. Surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of change in your job, your health, or relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. And that can help you, especially in those moments of like when you're feeling guilt about having fun. You know, it's understanding having fun and, you know, like having those moments of joy. That things may change, but it's okay when things do change. Okay, Surrender to creativity. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or to solve a problem. You might find this when you surrender to joy. When you're going to have fun, you liberate your mind. You let your mind explore. You let your mind wander and be free, right? You don't allow yourself to pin it down to the ground. It's about breaking those chains, listening to your intuition, your subconscious, letting these negative thoughts, especially if someone's having an issue with self-confidence, it's like breaking free of this self-confidence. I also see someone here changing their looks, changing the way that they appear, kind of like a rebirth of yourself, a new persona, a new person, letting the old you die and welcoming the new person there, but not being tied down by if you feel like you just need to have a big change in your life, you don't need a logic, you don't need reason to do so. Be reasonable about it, like spending your money wisely while you do these changes. What is something that you can work with that you already have? What wardrobe, like cleaning out old clothes and, but not breaking the bank to bring in a whole new wardrobe, or getting your hair done. What can you do safely yourself, versus, having to get it professionally done? Like, how do you budget for that? So I definitely see someone here who's going through a big transformation. And so we've got three major arcana cards. So it's like at least one in each row. Okay, what do we want to bring in next? Let's bring in these cards. Spirit, what else does pile 1 need to know? Grandmas, you don't have to face everything alone. Comfort, nurturing energy, and support. So someone out there is trying to do it all on their own. Someone is trying to make these changes or trying to change aspects of your life and not seeking a mentor or trying to just like pull it out of thin air versus there's that air energy in there. They're trying to pull it out of thin air versus doing research on something too. And that's probably why we're seeing that Pentacles. So Pentacles sometimes can deal with like materials. They're dealing with research, the Hierophant, which is connected to Taurus energy. That's Earth energy. The Eight of Pentacles, dealing with skills. And since we don't see like any of these cards being present here, it's because they're not at the forefront of your mind or in the subconscious. They're just like, you're not thinking about it in that way. You're using just emotions and energy without direction. And research and realizing like Grandma's house is supposed to imply like family members, a place that you feel comfortable, a community that you can connect with. It's finding that, but at the very least, this is about research. That's too many cards. Life laundromat. Choose your own destiny. Choices, destiny, and consequences. This is about someone. So for this full moon, you might be realizing a new side to yourself, pile number 1. You might be seeing something that maybe it's like someone who's been having whispers of change in your mind, and like you've wanted to do things very little, things that bring you more joy, but you've been held back by a fear of this change. And it's like you have to do things, or you want to see things in a more creative way. You want to liberate yourself, the way that you think, the way that you view yourself, and the way you view the world. Let's see, we have one more card that would like to flip out. Oh, okay. 2 more this time. We've got Soul's Window. Listen to what speaks to your soul. Purpose, passion, and truth. That is the High Priestess card, and it's at the heart of this spread too. This is about finding like your soul's purpose, taking things more seriously with your change and your transformation. The Queen of Swords is also about boundaries, whereas the Queen of Wands does have this regal feel to them. People admire this, they're drawn to this, but someone could come around and may not leave you alone. And that's not what we want. They may be trying to really upset you, or they're not trying to upset you, but their presence, like, it's just someone who gives you those bad vibes energy that you're needing to put boundaries up and be like, you know what? You can't cross this anymore. You can't be a part of this. You know, like, this is my time, and this is the time where I allow open communication. But when I go home, or when I turn my phone on do not disturb, don't try to get past these boundaries. Otherwise, it's a direct cut. Like, we're going to cut this energy out. They may be an energy vampire. They may be always asking you a lot of questions. You know, like, they're trying to, you know, like, coming across like, you know, I'm trying to help you with your vision, and it's like, you know, you don't need help from someone who has alternative motives. You know, it's not being sincere. There's something that's beneath the surface that you may not have seen yet. You don't have any like reason to believe, like logic behind it, but you have to trust your intuition and not let the brain take over that gut feeling. Lotus room, take up space, growth, expansion, and awakening. Definitely an awakening for some of you out there. And I said it's just having to let go of that fear of change, the fear that you're going to reborn and rebirth. For some of you, saying no and putting boundaries up is going to be a huge change. It is going to be completely huge because you've never done it before, because you didn't want the backlash of then this person says, well, then I'm not going to speak with you anymore. I'm not going to, you know, XYZ. I'm not going to whatever, deal with your space. And that's kind of put you off. You've just been like, well, then what am I supposed to do? And it's like you're ready to take that next step as long as you do not fear it. And realize that you are not alone. Spirit is with you. The divine is with you. And everything will work out in the end. Because if they're treating you that way, that meant they weren't supposed to be in your life if they can't handle boundaries. Okay, we're going to do self-care. And then we're going to end with a little bit of an affirmation. We're going to use a sassy rebel deck because it's the, you know, super full moon in Capricorn. Let's hear it out. Okay, pile number 1. Remember, you can do some of these, you can do none of these. You can do them the night of the full moon, you can do them the night before and after, whatever you feel like doing. Intuition. This is connecting with your intuition. I get someone needing to meditate. You haven't been wanting to meditate because you've been on the go, and it's like needing to meditate and also to be able to like have it as a routine, having that discipline to put it in a routine. Start small. You know, you can start with just minutes and work your way up from there. But having to have that moment alone with your intuition. Clear your energy field. That's a great one. You can do a smoke cleanse, or you can just do a cleansing shower. You can do a simmering pot on the stove if you're able to do that safely. But clearing your energy field, clearing the energy of this toxic energy, of this other person's energy, having that alone time for yourself. Someone like is there listening to the sea, listening to the ocean, or near a body of water, or if you can't get to a body of water, maybe online, maybe be more like open to receiving that. Grab the next deck. This is what we'll be using. But yeah, so far that's it. Ooh, a lot of transformation for pile number 1. A lot of transformation, a lot of boundary setting. I see someone who's growing tougher with this cycle of the full moon, because you're breaking through illusions. You are on point, on theme with this full moon in Capricorn, breaking through illusions, seeing past what your nightmares are and your fears with that 9 of Swords, seeing beyond that, seeing what triggers that, what brings it to light. You know, is it because you have so much on your plate and you feel like you can't let things go, like only you are in charge of it, you know, and it's like, but some of these things are not even your responsibilities, and you're starting to say no. You're taking control of your destiny. You're letting things go and letting things change and not holding back anymore. Well, you know what, fine. 3 might be too much. These are the words only for pile number 1. There we go. some good shit is about to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. It's pretty spot on. Some good shit is about to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. And some of those issues can be, like I said, if you're cutting off a certain person or a situation and cutting those cords, cutting their authority over you, taking back your power, some people are just not going to be happy with it. Do not bend, do not break, do not let your boundaries fall. You know, even if at points you might be feeling alone, that just opens the door to new possibilities. That's finding something new that you find joy in and finding a group and a community that you can connect with. You can do that online. You can try to meet people in person with community, you know, finding things that are fun to do outside of the home, or you can connect online like through socials or through YouTube and stuff like that safely. Okay, so that was for you, pile number 1. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful super full moon in Capricorn. Let me know what you're doing for the night, if you're doing anything at all. And again, if you are interested in the group ritual that I will be hosting that night, all those details will be linked down below. And you know what? I just hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening or time zone, whenever you're watching this. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. This is the card you picked, or maybe you liked the colors from this one. Can't blame you. Let us start the shuffling process and find out what needs to be brought out into the light of that full moon in Capricorn. What is it that you need to know? What is it the universe wants to guide you? What is it that's happening for you, energy-wise, from the universe? A message you need to hear right now. Get these shuffles in for you, pile number 2. How are you doing today? Okay, let's see if we have any cards that would like to jump out of the deck. Usually a lot with this one. There we go. Okay. 5 of Wands in reverse. Someone might not be playing by the rules. Someone might be out to hurt. Okay, a lot of conflict. 9 of Swords. Interesting. Okay, I might have to zoom out. I forget these cards are a little large and we need to be able to have the space for all of them. So right away with this front row, there could be procrastination, something that's taking you away from a focus, a mastery of a subject, a mastery of a skill. So it's like bringing to light things that are distracting you from having like your happy ending. When we have the 10 of Cups here, like happiness within the home. There could be nightmares keeping you up at night with that 9 of Swords. Interesting. We have the Death card. We've got some Scorpio energy coming into here, a sort of surrendering and rebirth. There could be dull energy that's around you, that it's kind of like working too hard. We got Temperance, we got Sagittarius up in here, and this is a card of balance, of moderation. There could be one area of your life, and this could be like if you are overindulging in things or allowing. This is also about a lot of voices, a lot of opinions coming into the matter. It's like clearing that out, clearing that. That could be someone from your family, you know, people that are trying to like under the guise of looking out for you, but in reality it's causing more stress. You know, like they say, you can have sometimes too much of a good thing. We have the 9 of Pentacles. For some reason I was gonna say 9 of Swords. I realized I was looking at the 9 of Swords also, because there's 2 9s. Getting close to a completion, getting close to the end of a cycle with these 9s hopping up. You might be seeing 9 and 9 around. 5. Oh, and maybe 5 and 5. We have 5 of Swords, ego getting in the way. And then we have the 2 of Wands. All right, we have the card on the bottom. We've got Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. Very, very significant, especially for this reading. Let me see if I can get all the cards into here before I continue. Yes, the Queen of Pentacles, the card underneath it all, the crowning card, the energy that's pushing and uplifting all this energy up here, right? I connect personally the Queen of Pentacles with Capricorn energy. This will be a very significant full moon for you, pile number 2, with this Capricorn energy, this Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is taking care of her money. She's taking care of her finances. She is the entrepreneur meeting the nurturer, whether it's taking care and nurturing and mothering yourself or mothering and nurturing a family. This is seeing to the needs of others while being able to hold yourself up as well. Finding that balance with that Temperance card, not letting things always fall into your shoulders, being able to delegate, but also minding your own business. If something doesn't deal with you, doesn't deal with your family, you're just like, I'm staying in my own lane. I'm working on my own money, my own business, my own problems. I'm going to deal with it myself. Now with that, and that's like Capricorn energy, like you're going to handle it, you're going to deal with it, you're going to take control of the situation. Now that could lead to a lot of stress and anxiety, especially if you don't fall on the other half of this is self-care. The Queen of Pentacles is about that sensual energy. This is about your senses, your taste, touch, sense, what you see, all of those senses that you're just like, and what you smell, like, if you're going to have aromatherapy, if you're going to, have a nice, nurturing, comforting home, maybe there's parts of your life, especially with these two cards here, someone focusing in, this could be to the extreme, someone who's focusing in so hard on one task that they fail to see like the happy ending is nowhere closer to where they want to be right now, because they're so focused on one side, says Temperance, that they're not focusing in on like other areas that are starting to fall apart. That's why we have a balancing with the Two of Wands here. Something isn't not in foundation, but something hasn't been grounded into reality just yet. There's more research to be done. There's balance to be made. Temperance also speaks of not just a spiritual awakening, but also a healing, a deep healing. Okay, that's why we see magic happening with these two cups. If my camera would focus, that would be great. I'm not wearing sleeves today, so normally I would put I usually have black sleeves and I would do this, and sometimes it would help. But if you see a Temperance card, you'll see, there we go, wait, almost had it. We have magic happening. Like this defeats the reasoning and logic of physics. How can water be flowing up into a cup? And it's one cup filling into another. We kind of see this imagery here, like taking care of your skills, taking care of your senses. Moderation is key. Connecting to both emotion and grounding into land. We see here connecting with others, but also like the collective. This could be being a part of a social connection, like if you watch Stranger Things, no spoilers, not doing any of that, but if you watch Stranger Things and how you connect with community about this collective experience you're all having, it's fun. It's something you do at home. It's something that you can watch with others. It's something that you can enjoy with others. And then this could also be talking about work life, making sure that your work life is being harmonious, that you're not being taken for granted, that you're knowing your worth and your place in this workplace. You're taking control of the situation. This is letting, this also could be referenced with these two cards being present here. This is someone waking up for a dream. Maybe you're either in a moment of grief or sorrow that you don't know, that a deep healing needs to come to from it. These demons that we talk about with the Devil card, that Capricorn energy, it's like bringing in these traits, bringing them to the light. For some of you, you might be getting messages from beyond, from ancestors, from, past, relatives who have already passed away. They're trying to contact you. This could be good friends, someone you had a deep connection with, and it's like you're too scared to see the message because you haven't begun to heal just yet. This is about healing. This is about not focusing in on things that to distract you, like work is distracting you from focusing in on your healing. This is bringing it back to your healing. You can't be able to walk away from the situation, says that Five of Swords energy. Excuse me. Also, that Nine of Pentacles right here. Someone here isn't really feeling like money isn't bringing them happiness, or it's not being invested. Like you're worried about where you're investing your money. You're not seeing your wishes coming true. There's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of self-doubt. There's a lot of beating yourself up with this energy of like things aren't going the right way. Like if you're thinking about like I'm in, like you're saying your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, that type of mindset, and you're like, I'm not where I want to be in my life, it's because certain things haven't been surrendered. You haven't let things go. There's odds that are working against you. Your own self, it could be working against you. It could be self-sabotage. It could be because you're not taking care of yourself. You're expecting somebody else to do it. Excuse me. With that Two of Wands, it's also about the fact that you're not seeing you're not seeing what else is out there. You're stuck in your comfort zone. As you can see with the Two of Wands, someone's holding the world in their hands. They're seeing the possibilities. They're planning their next steps. They're gathering more information. Whereas this person here is involved with more of greed. They're trying to collect it all. They're trying to do it all. They're trying to, you know, tear others down. You might be feeling very defeated. It's just a mental exhaustion. Let me see. Yeah, we have kind of a full balance here. We've got cups, we've got pentacles, we've got swords, we've got wands. Obviously, we have a balance between, we've got two, and two. So, okay, so cups are like the only ones that are not huge, but it is coming towards the end of a cycle. That means like your emotional needs are slowly becoming under control, or you're becoming more aware of your emotional needs, what you need to work on. You're focusing on having a nice domestic life, especially when we see that Queen of Cups with that, or the Queen of Pentacles with that 10 of Cups. This is having a good domestic life, or wishing for that, wanting that to happen, you know, having peace in the home, a place to call your own, to have that serenity. Some of you, your bedroom needs work done to it. There is something that is keeping you up. It is not comfortable. You maybe need to freshen up the sheets, you know, switch furniture around if at all possible. Just clean it. If the basic thing, just give it a good clean. Freshen it up with the space. The Nine of Pentacles is usually like surrounded by plants. It's earthy. It's changing those tones. It's making sure you're not distracted, keeping your phone away, making sure work doesn't follow you to bed. You keep it off your phone. When you go to your bed to rest, you are there to rest. You are not there to be distracted. You're not there to worry about work. You're able to put it to the side and relax. This is having that good meals, like, you know, making sure you have a nighttime routine set up as well. Some of you have to think beyond your perception of what's going on in front of you. You need to see beyond that. You need to see what are the possibilities. You need to dream bigger, think bigger. You know, don't be trapped in your bubble where you think you are trapped and you can't escape these nightmares, these dreams. Don't let the thoughts of others come in here. And it could be like, it's not even other people. It could be yourself, beating yourself up with these, you know, saying that you're not good enough to be a master at something, like to have a skill set. You're like, you know, you haven't been working hard enough on it. And it's like, you need to surrender those thoughts. Those thoughts need to come to an end. Those thoughts you have to be brought into moderation, because there are times where you're just like, I am not in the mood, but sometimes responsibilities, you don't get a choice in the matter. It is a responsibility that you have to do, but it's also being smart about what is truly your responsibility. What is something that is your problem, that it's something else that someone's throwing upon you, especially in domestic life. If you have someone that is using their authority against you, someone else who's like, you know, guilting you into doing something, it's about having those boundaries, putting up there and being like, you're focusing on your own energy, your own idea, your own creation, your own business, your own family. You don't have got time to deal with anybody else's drama, anyone else's, you know, toxic energy. You know, you're focusing on yourself. You can walk away from the situation, and it may feel like you're giving up, but sometimes these situations need to come to an end in order for you to see bigger and better out there. You're being forced in a new direction. Those are the type of things that will be coming to light for this full moon in Capricorn. It's going to feel like you're losing control as a Capricorn, but there's areas in your life that you can take control back. You can take the power back. Okay. Oracle time. All right, pile number 2. What is it that you need to surrender? Okay. Surrender worry. I know, easier said than done. Make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that spirit is guiding you always. Now, obviously, easier said than done. But this could be more about having a space where you're able to release your worries. You're able just to be in that moment. You're able just to, sorry, I was distracted that one second. You're able to just like be, you know, like you're able to indulge in a good meal. You're able just to release yourself before you can tackle that problem. You know, this could be, you know, it's a mixture of self-love and self-care in that moment. Self-love is giving you just like an hour of your time, if you can, of just no worries, no obligations. Like, nothing is going to change in that hour, you know, unless you know for a fact you're on a time crunch. But like, if you need that 5 minutes just to have no worries, no weight on your shoulder, you know, if you are up all night worrying about something, you won't be able to solve that problem later because you're going to be burnt out, you're going to be tired, you won't be able to focus. So it's like, give you that moment to have no worry, so you can then be like, all right, I'm recouped, I've re-strategized, I'm energized, I am ready to sit down and figure this out. Surrender the drama. No matter how emotionally charged a situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. This is that walking away energy. This is that walking away energy from something that no longer suits your needs, from something that, you know, isn't your drama to be taken in. Don't let other people drag you into their drama. There is that, like, especially if this is like a work environment or a close friend environment, if you feel like communities are at war and you're being forced to join, like, don't let anyone force you to where it's like that pride. It's more of just like, if that's like such a big thing, maybe you need to walk away from both. Especially if someone is like being unkind to you because of your choices. All right, and then we have surrender to trust. Trust yourself and your decision. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinion about what to do. Take action and be confident that you've chosen the right path. Those are those insecurities. Definitely with that 5 of Wands energy, like I said, someone isn't playing by the rules and it's keeping you up at night because they're getting away with it. You're trying to work hard to make your happy ending come true, and someone is out there, and this could be feeling like it is a friend group, but then their words are there to cut. They're keeping you up at night, and this is about cutting that connection. This is about that full moon light. Like, you're bringing it to light, and you're going to cut that connection, and it's going to feel like giving up. It's going to feel like you've given up on something, but it's going to open the door to new opportunities. You're going to be able to look at the world and be like, what else is there to offer? If this doesn't hold me back, what else can I do? What else is out there for me then, you know? And this could be also searching the World Wide Web. Like, I couldn't help it. There was a card that earlier before I said that. And it also, in the Modern Witch, flew through my mind. In the Modern Witch, this card is holding a phone. So I was thinking, like, off your phone, you can go to the internet and you can, like, see things. Go on YouTube, even if you're watching this on YouTube right here. You can go on YouTube and find other dreams that you might have, things that you never thought were a possibility. It's about having that open-mindedness. And it's, like, keeping something grounded, something based in reality versus, like, having a bigger dream. And then having to take those steps. Because what's wrong with having a bigger dream? You know, don't let small minds keep you down. If you want to do something bigger and grander, you know those people that if you're like, hey, I want to do this, they may right away be like, are you sure? Are you sure that's feasible? You know? And it's like, as they are now, maybe not. But like, if I make these changes, they could be. There is always a possibility of that. Okay. Bringing in this deck. Spirit, what else does pile number 2 need to know for this super full moon in Capricorn? What is there to expand on? Here we go. Okay, first ancient ruins. Build a castle from the ruins, devastation, loss, and old... So, pile number 2. This is very prominent and clear. You're going to give up on something on this full moon. It could be work-related, says Temperance. It could be just a relationship within the workforce. It doesn't have to be romantic. It just could be like, I'm trying to be at harmony with the people that I work with, but there isn't harmony to be found there. And it's more of like, I'm going to stop trying with this. I'm going to walk away from this and focus on something greater and bigger. Kind of like you just go in, get the job done, and you leave. You know, don't put more into it. Especially if you don't get the same respect back, or you don't even get the finances back. Like if you work harder than someone else, but you both get paid the same way, and you know what I mean when that happens. that you're no longer going to do that. This is about you making, like, you know, letting things fall and crumble, surrendering to that process. That's what death is about. It's a message of an ending for, like, the darkest before the dawn. Was it? I can't remember, but it's like when your soul goes dark, or it's like, I can't remember. I'll probably leave it in the comments because I know I have it written down somewhere, but it's like the soul's journey, and it's like when you go through a dark time in your soul, like, you know, seeing the shadows, and that's why we have that healing energy from Temperance, like literally the rebirth. With death comes new life. And it is peaceful, and it is just like a healing period. It's dedicating to your healing, having a nice spot. Some of you as well with this card, with these cards in here, because Sagittarius energy as well, you're going to need to go on a vacation, or you want to go on a vacation. You know, you want to see the world out there, even if it's a mini vacation. It could be just like a 2-day, you know, just go on a weekend right here. But you need to get out of your space that you are now. You need to rejuvenate. You need a time to heal. You need a time to disconnect, potentially from social interactions as well, to focus in on your own needs and be with yourself. That's probably also why the Queen of Pentacles is staying there. Maybe you want to, maybe your family life, or, you know, no matter what your family is, your chosen family, doesn't have to be your blood family, it could be chosen family, have been neglected, and you need to, even if it's for a short time, dedicate some time to them and have a group experience. Crystal waterfalls. Clear your mind and cleanse your soul. Healing, cleansing, and recharging. I pretty much just spoke about this. Getting away from the drama, getting away from a while. Maybe some of you are close by to ancient ruins that you need to go. Maybe you can have, also this crystal waterfall can be, if you have crystals that are water safe, or that you can have near you but not touching the water. If you want to take a bath, a cleansing bath and or shower, that you can have crystals nearby. Sometimes if people take a bath, you can have a crystal in the tub with you. A ritual bath, if that's the case. No, that's too many cards. We're going to take the one in the bottom. All we have is now. Alien planet, make yourself at home. Adaptability, change, and originality. And yes, I said right there. All we have is now. Alien planet. It's making a home. And also, this could also be reflective if you don't have control over your home, you know, like all of your home, like maybe you have a space that you have to have something that you can call your own. You can create your own to make it feel more pleasant. Even something as small as a windowsill, if you want to like decorate that space for yourself, use it as a space to dedicate to your spiritual self. Hopefully a place for just some peace and quiet, to disconnect from the world, even if it's for like 5 minutes. You know, if you wanted to get into meditation, there's always a call for that. But this is also like just about refreshing your home, refreshing your bed, where you go to bed and rest and heal. Taking a nap if you need to as well. Some of you with these two cards being present here might be having disagreements, or you and someone who is not from your, it's either from your culture or from your area, like it's from someone from out of the country, could be overseas, are not seeing eye to eye on situations. And that could be about what it means to be successful. You view success differently. And this is where it's like, that's a lot of drama that we can step away from. We don't really need to get into that sort of drama. In some cases, in some scenarios, like, you know, if you want to define what success is, you know, you don't have to be right on that. Some people are going to view success differently than the way you view success. Yeah. All right, self-care card. Self-care for pile number 2. What is something you can do? Make a meal, Queen of Pentacles right there. Queen of Pentacles. Make a meal. Indulge in your senses. This could also be a meal that you would get from home, like something that is nostalgic to you, or a meal that you want to make that's like just your favorite meal. So indulge in that and take your time. Pour your love into that. And then as well, this could also be making a meal of something that you've never tried before. Like for some of you, you may not want a comfort meal. You've been wanting to explore. And for some of you who cannot travel, try to find maybe a food or a dessert or something out there that you want to try, that can kind of like teleport yourself, I guess, is like you know, like in your mind into a different culture, because you're trying a different cultural food than your own. It's something new to experience, you know, something that hopefully you have access to that. And for some of you who can, maybe that's why you want to cook that at home. You know, it's a new meal, something new for you to try. Chanting, this is affirmations, this is having that moment of meditation, this is talking nicely to yourself, positive affirmations, chanting. Also, this could also just be needing to speak your will to the universe, needing to communicate what it is that you want, to be able to open your mouth and have those words, and do it from a place of not agitation or aggravation, to be cool, calm, and collected with that, to take your power back. You know, that's where we have like kind of that walking away to gather your thoughts and understand your, you know, trust yourself, trust those gut instincts where you're like, this is what I need and I need to vocalize it. I'm not going to let people push me around for what I'm saying here. Okay, and remember, you can do this self-care, like you can do this self-care the night of the full moon, or you can, you know, do the nights leading up, or you don't have to do any of these. These are just something to inspire you, you know, to have that moment to yourself. We have deep breathing exercises, deep breathing, you know, take a deep breath right now, pile number 2, just get that, you know, get it in, get it out, having those moments. It could also be like, I'm also seeing someone like singing while cooking a meal and having some deep breaths, because it smells so good in your kitchen. It is smelling so good while you're cooking. It's smelling so good when, you know, you're sitting down to enjoy that meal, enjoy it with your family. Maybe you've been missing out on family dinners. You need to have a family dinner, a family get together. This could be why we're seeing people come from across the seas. Some of you might be coming into, oh my gosh, family picnics, like family reunions. There we go. I was trying to think of the word. Family reunions, you know, and some of you, I know people out there going to be like, I don't want to go to a family reunion. I want nothing to do with your family. Well, then it's like, pick your chosen family and have a meal with them. Even if it's digital, you know, you can go on Discord, have a Discord call. Everyone like cooks a meal, you know, or you swap a meal. Everyone puts a meal in and randomly people pick one. You have X amount of time to gather ingredients and make it yourself or something. That's just an idea. You know, if you want to try to experience another culture or, you know, another part of the world and you don't have access to actually travel, those could just be some ideas. This is just off the top of my head. I'm not sure how well that would work out, but, you know, I think that'd be pretty cool. All right, we're using the Rebel deck because it is a sassy little deck, which is exactly what Capricorn can be. They can be very harsh with their words, even if it comes from a good place, you know. But let us find out, pile number 2. What are the words you need to hear? Oh, no, don't fall. Thank you. Don't believe every shitty thought you have. Thoughts can be sneaky, lying bastards. This is that energy. This is that energy. This is an energy towards yourself. This is towards, like, you know, those thoughts that you have that keep you up late at night. It's like, don't listen to them. Don't believe in them. For some of you, you're becoming more aware of this habit that you're having. When we talked about earlier in the introduction of this video with that Capricorn energy, excuse me, that, you know, it's bringing your demons into light so that you can deal with them, that you can work with them. You can now, if you're thinking about, you know, shitty things at night that are keeping you up, it's coming from a place where you need to heal this place of yourself. All right, pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this reading was useful to you. Please let me know if you're doing anything for that full moon in Capricorn, July 13th. You know what I'll be doing. I'll be doing a group ritual. Again, all that information will be linked down below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. I truly do appreciate it. It truly helps me out. Drop a you know, dropping a comment, even an emoji. I'll have to call it an emote. I'm on Twitch too much. But yeah, so thank you for being here, and you know what? That's all I really have for you today, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. This is the card that you picked, or maybe the back of the card you picked. Let us get that devil shuffled up in here, right? All right, Spirit, what does pile number 3 need to know for this full moon happening in Capricorn? What is it that this pile needs to be wary about? What blessings are currently surrounding them? What do they need to release and give to Spirit to handle? Give to the universe to take care of. What is it that pile number 3 needs to know? Okay, let's begin. All right, we have the moon there, and we have 2 of Swords, a decision. A decision that has been very, like, hard to do. It's been hard to trust your intuition. Having, you know, trying to use logic and reason, but sometimes it's just based off your intuition. That's why we have the moon card. It's like coming out from the darkness. Also very significant since the moon is being present there. That is also bringing some Pisces energy into the mix as well. So maybe if you high Pisces placements, or signs coming in through dreams, needing to rest on the issue as well, not trying to force it, weighing through the pros and cons as best as you can of the situation, of this decision you have to make to go down one path, and understand that, like, this is what you're gonna go with, like trusting your gut instinct in something. This could also be cutting away something, cutting away a choice that you know won't longer serve you. This choice that it's just been really hard to make because you can't see what's directly in front of you, because you don't know what the future outcome would be. It is uncertain. That's why we see that moon card in reverse. You're not sure of the path, you know. It feels like you're in darkness when you need to trust those instincts. You need to trust, like, that you'll be able to find your way through it no matter what choice that you make. Just make a choice. 7 of Swords. I'm going to show it this way, and then it came out reverse though. Here we go. 7 of Swords. Someone who's trying to collect it all. Someone, this could also be you're in the dark about the decision you have to make. Like, you don't have all the information because someone's keeping something in the dark from you. And that's why there's, like, a lot of fear about this. There's a lot of fear about making this choice that has to be made. Something can be, the truth can be coming to light on this night as well, on the night of the full moon, or like the day before and after. A choice that leads to something that's going to take, it's going to take a lot of time. 9 of Wands, okay, completion. With the 3 of Pentacles, this is about building something, right? Building a foundation. Kind of like we go from, well, we see right here, we see progress, we see 2 to 3. Doesn't matter that it's Swords, doesn't matter that it's Pentacles. We're seeing a progress, we're seeing someone going to the next step. You're leveling up from this full moon. The Knight of Wands wants you to realize, and the 4 of Wands, okay. The Knight of Wands wants you to realize, like, your defenses are going up, but you're not done with the battle just yet. Like, you're learning to ground a lot of your ideas, your energy into them. We see that 4 of Wands as well. Something to celebrate, a new transformation, going from one phase to the next. We're seeing some progress. This could also be relating to something where if you feel like something's being stolen from you at a party, keep that in mind, because a lot of times, well, 4 of Wands is typically about a celebration, about a party. It could be a graduation coming full circle, coming, like, someone could be having a birthday party. Yeah, with that 4 of Wands energy, but that 7 of Swords could be like celebrating that the truth is coming out, or something that was stolen from you is given back. Let's see what else we have for pile number 3. Knight of Swords, okay. Ooh, and 10 of Swords. Okay, so this is where we're seeing the completion happening. So we've got 10 of Swords. It is relief. It was a hard lesson to learn, but it is relief. You're ready for the next cycle to begin, that decision to be made so that you can move on from a certain pattern that you've been having. For you, there's been a lot of inaction. Things have been moving very slowly, very, like, it's kind of like you've been having to go back to the basics over and over and over again, that it feels like defeat. The Knight of Swords is someone who's very cunning, but we also have that matched with that Seven of Swords energy, meaning like someone who's using what is it called, a silver tongue. They can talk their way out of problems, and it seems very unfair. And then we have the Empress in reverse, and we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. I'm gonna pop those over there. So this is the shadow card. This is what's pushing the energy behind all of the other cards in here. It's the subconscious. We have the Five of Pentacles. This is allowing growth and expansion and asking for help. This could be nurturing each other, finding a community, finding ways to get around obstacles that have been like guarding you, have been forcing you out of situations. If you feel like a knight is guarding a door and you're trying to get through, but it's like you don't know the logistics of it, you don't know how to get past because it's like you're traveling through the dark. This is about working smarter, not harder. This is about having that creative release, you know, ending some sort of cycle so that you could begin anew. With the Emperor being here in reverse, this is about Taurus and Libra energy. This is overall Venus energy. Doing this out of love and not being manipulated by just your feelings, taking things too personal, taking things too seriously. This is about opening those doors. This is about finding a way around it, you know, communicating with the right people. This is about who you know, who you can connect with, who you vibe with. You know, this is about also scarcity, like having a scarcity mindset where you take things so small because you feel like there's not enough to go around. And in some cases that can be very true, but in most cases this is about, no, there's something for you there. You can take more than what you think you deserve. Take more of it. Do more with it. Don't let anyone stand in your way of it if at all possible. This is about new forms of communication, taking with an idea. This is about striking that idea from here and growing it here. There's going to be delays into it though, but those delays are what's coming to light. There could be someone that was manipulating things behind the scenes, right? With that Seven of Swords, stealing something, stealing your time, your energy, your thoughts. Someone who stole an idea, but they didn't execute it the right way though. The way that you wanted to plan, the way that you wanted to do it is going to be completely different. You know the ins and out of this idea that you want to do, that you wanted to participate in. For some of you though, it's like forgoing perfectionism and getting ready to be more open to fast communication. Also, double check the paperwork with this card. Well, what would be next in this step here? We would see the Emperor, right? From the Empress, we would go from the Emperor. The Emperor is about structure. They are about foundation. It's kind of like we've jumped from 2, 3, and then boom, we're done with the 10. We've already done this. It's like we're missing some steps in between. The downside of that Knight of Swords is that all knights in general only deal with daily tasks. They don't think of the bigger picture. They don't think of the long run. Also, this is someone who's feeling like the resources aren't there. You're feeling very left out. You're not feeling very creative. You're not feeling very nurtured. You're not feeling very like in a place where you can create. It's just kind of like you're going through day by day, just doing the bare minimum. And in some cases, that's just, you know, if you can just do the bare minimum, you can get out of bed, you can do that. That's great. That is an accomplishment. You need to celebrate those accomplishments as well. On days that you feel like you can do more, that you can now be the one who has the silver tongue. You're the one who can communicate. You're the one who can, you know, be cunning and sly and just like the way that you communicate with people, you charm them, and not a manipulated way, unless you have to manipulate the system to get what you want, because that's a lot of the Seven of Swords energy too, and sometimes that's what you have to do to get what you need. Depending on, you know, if you're taking down a millionaire or a billionaire, do what you gotta do. I'm not here to judge you, okay? Anyways, you know, this is not, you know, trying to be cunning or sly or steal from like mom and pop shops. That's not what we're talking about here. But this is about if you have a coworker that's like working behind your back, that's putting the guards up, that are trying to prevent, what can you do? Who do you know? You know, or is it, do you have to get yourself out of the situation to get somewhere better? You know, with all these thoughts and everything, it's like you've learned your lesson, you've seen and you've had the wounds, you're ready to move on for something. there could be something significant as well with that Four of Wands. You could be, some of you are going to a party, or it could be a party, a graduation, a reunion, something of that nature. You could be meeting someone there. So be cautious. Like, just don't give it all away. Some things are nicer to be kept to yourself and to have a slower, steady pace, especially with that Knight of Swords in reverse right there. Someone who is also is out to hurt you, that has put your defenses up, because they hurt with words. That also goes both. That goes both ways as well. Making sure the words that you're putting out, are those the words you really mean? Are those the words you really mean? You're not out there to try to hurt someone. Are you trying to purposefully cut someone with your words? This is also about watching your actions, but make sure, you dot your I's and cross your T's, double check the paperwork, double check that you have everything in order, that you're not just looking at things from day to day. What's the bigger picture? What's the bigger dream? What is it that you want to expand and to grow? Says the Empress, and the Empress is very good about finding resources, even if it's like growing something from nothing. That's what the Empress will do. They will also celebrate successes. You can also see this like celebrating a child's birthday. I get that vibe too. Someone will be celebrating that, because the Empress is a mother-like energy. This could also be a celebration of mother, if it's your mother's birthday, or someone who has that very strong Libra energy, like if they're like a Libra rising or a Taurus rising, could be celebrating that as well. Making sure to keep them in mind. Okay, pushing these cards over because we are going to bring in some oracle. All right, pile number 3. What do you need to surrender in order for growth to happen? What does pile number 3 need to surrender? Surrender, denial. We have that image of the blindfold all over again. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decision. Normally when we see the Three of Pentacles, you would see 3 figures in the Three of Pentacles. There'd be 2, kind of like they're talking about the third person who's actually putting in the work. I get the feeling you might be feeling like someone is talking about you. You've got that feeling like someone is, also with that Knight of Swords energy. It's also been said, like with the Knight of Swords, that it's someone who's stalking like your social media, like they're watching you but they're not supporting you. And deep down you know it, but you haven't hit the block button, you haven't hit the mute button, or it's like being aware that someone is watching you and talking behind you. And it's like, what are you going to do about the situation? Are you just going to let it be? And it's just like, you know what, because you're too busy dealing with your own stuff. Like, you're dealing with your own things. But don't give them excuses, okay? Like, don't make excuses for them. Surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. So that's where we have that stubborn energy. We were talking about that Knight of Wands energy. The stubborn energy can also come from here if you feel like you are trapped. It's a bit of that fixed sign of Taurus coming into play with that Venus energy here, right? Both love, Libra and Taurus both, and obviously Venus ruling over them, love beauty. They love the senses. They don't run and chase after something that they want. They sit and attract it. They know where to put the work in for comfortability. They won't go out of their way unless it's like for a very significant person, significant friend, family member, stuff like that. I just realized, don't mind my fingers. The edging of these cards, it's the only one that has ever done that to me. I edged these in black. They don't come in black. I've edged them in black. I've resealed them, and they still bleed into my hand. So just, ignore that. But yeah, surrender stubbornness. It's also trusting your intuition about things too. Sometimes you just know something, but you don't know why you know it. Surrender to joy. A key to a positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. This is finding your happiness when you need to. This is also, like I said, celebrating those small victories, even though they may not be small victories. They are big victories, but you feel like, they're just something I do every day, or you know, but consistency is key, and you should be celebrating that. If even if it's like getting up and taking care of your home, taking care of yourself, being your own mother, your own father, you know, that own nurturing energy, just taking care of yourself, that is something to be celebrated. That is time spent with yourself, taking care of your fears, taking care of your spiritual needs, your emotional needs. As I just looked in here, we don't have any cups here. Maybe you need to make sure your own cup is filled. You know, your own emotional needs are being filled versus being a people pleaser. That's another thing here too. Making sure you don't give up something, giving something that you enjoy because you're giving it up to somebody else. Someone else who's manipulating things behind the scenes. Excuse me. Okay, next oracle. Pile number 3. What else does Spirit need to know? Okay. Okay. Crystal waterfalls clear your mind and cleanse your soul. Healing, cleansing, and recharging, which is relating to the home or just recharging, like going out, having a good time, or doing something at home that makes you feel comfortable. Alien planet, make yourself at home. Adaptability, change, and originality. Being adaptable to change, not being so rigid, not being so stubborn about things, asking for help when you need to. Okay. And then we have glass box. All eyes on you. Scrutiny, entrapment, and attention. This is where I was saying, like, you know, someone... all eyes on you. Someone's watching you. Like, someone is keeping an eye on your socials, spying on you, talking behind your back. And it's like something that has to come to an end. If you know who it is and you already have your like suspects, like you already know about this sort of stuff, it's about having that space between you and that other person. And how much of your life do you want them to see versus like I said, don't give them an excuse to be like, oh, well, they mean no harm. You know, it's all fun and games, I guess, until something terrible does happen at that point, if, like, you let it go for so long. But it's also different if it's, like, it's not judging you, it's them. It is on them, but someone is watching you. Just keep that in mind. If you have to deal with protection, like even a spiritual protection, this could be a hint, or to do a protective, there we go, a spell to your home, to your socials, like a cleanse. You may be very interested in doing something like that. Okay, let's see self-care for pile number 3. And of course, you don't have to do all these self-care. I just get the feeling, I see the Empress and I see the glass box. This could also be like a mother-like figure. That's why it's really hard to have these boundaries set up. Someone who is supposed to be a nurturing, you know, person in your life, but it may be manipulating the situation behind the scenes, judging you, saying harsh things. That's why, like, barriers are going up. We also have that feminine energy, or that night energy, being brought in from that moon card. It's like passive energy. It's still very strong and it's open to receiving, but it's also knowing you when to close that up, make things private, block, mute, you know, stuff like that. And sometimes there's just nothing you can really do about it. It's just what it is. If you want to use socials, like, just be safe about it. Keep your information safe as much as you possibly can. And what are you going to do about it? People are talking smack about you. There's nothing that you truly can do about it. You can't stop people from doing it and criticizing you, because there's going to be people criticizing you no matter what. Okay. Just keep all, we'll get an extra one. That's fine. So it's just like when I see this, like making yourself at home, like making things pleasant for yourself, taking care of your home, having a space dedicated to your own thing. I also get someone needing to journal. You need to write things out. It's easier for you to write things out so you can see the bigger picture if you're able to, like, have accomplishments along the way and, like, smaller goals to be, you know, to be grateful for. Oh, and we have journal. I swear to God, I didn't realize this was here. So journaling. Someone who needs to journal. There, just to kind of explain that. Dancing. You need to dance. You need to move. Some of you need to go out and go dancing for that for once, or even dancing in your own home. Like maybe you want to do a Zumba class at home. There's always that. meditate. Some of you want to like that meditation, that deep meditation in your home, making something, like I said, very pleasant. Washing away that energy that people will be sending to you, having that meditation with yourself. And soaking in a bath. Kind of self-explanatory, but baths are really great for, you know, full and new moons, just to reconnect with water, because the moon is very much so connected to water energy. It also rules over Cancer, and we are in Cancer season, so like that'd be really great to have a nice soak in a bath. Surround yourself with candles, you know, safely, crystals, you know, add some oils or some, you know, essential oils to your bath, salts, that sort of stuff, you know, to have a nice relaxing time. Take some time for yourself, says the Empress. Have a sensual time with yourself. You know, plan the evening out for yourself. It could be going out and then coming home and doing stuff at home to kind of like give you that full spectrum of that day. Like you did, you know, you worked hard, you play harder, and you know, you're ready to have a good time once you get home of relaxation. Okay, so we're using the Rebel card. The Rebel deck. Hold on. I can't get them all. Because it's sassy. It's sassy just like a Capricorn would be. So let us find out what it is that the Rebel deck wants you to know, what Spirit wants you to know. Yeah. And if you don't like harsh words, I probably wouldn't listen to this one then, but still. Alright, what are we ending this reading with? Believe what you see. Face reality or live in fucking La La Land. Choose bravely. Oh my gosh. It is that surrender, denial, and that Two of Swords being here. Face reality or live in fucking La La Land. You know, this is about that dream world right here. Believe what you see. If you see someone who's trying to do this, maybe someone who's copying you, copying the way you speak, copying the way that you do things, speak up for yourself. Defend yourself. Okay, pile number 3, thank you so much for being here. I hope this reading was useful to you in some sort of way. You've learned something about yourself that maybe you didn't realize before. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful full moon in Capricorn. Let me know in the comments what you're doing, you know, for the full moon, if you're doing anything, maybe some of this or none of that, or you have other plans in mind for that. Yeah, and make sure you please, you know, thumbs up the video, share with a friend, subscribe to the channel if you like my style of reading, and I truly appreciate your time and patience in being here, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a happy full moon, and I will see you next time. Bye.